June 6th, 12 o'clock, and the drive is beginning, our first telethon. We are going to have such a treat today, and I want all of you to stay around to enjoy pieces of it. One thing to remember is that the telethon is divided into different segments by the hour. So here's the subscription cup. I'm going to walk up to the camera a little bit, and Jimmy's going to zoom in on me. Some of this stuff might be a little rough, but bear with us, it will work out. So here we go. Okay, so here's a wonderful cup. We really took time to design this. In the front of the cup, you're going to see a tree for symbolizing the new life that is coming back to the synagogue after COVID. Not only are we symbolizing the tree, you will see this tree all the way through for 3 years for programming. When you see this, and you'll notice this on the different, when we have an advertisement in the shofar, when you see our posters, you will see 5 Chai. And that is symbolic of bringing life back to B'nai Israel. It's a wonderful idea, and we hope that you will enjoy this. On the back are what is a lovely saying that was developed for us by Carol Maller. Let me read it to you. It says, "Conserving our heritage, building our faith, and inspiring our community." If you know, each one of those phrases starts with the same words for Congregation B'nai Israel. So, conserving our heritage, that, building our faith, and inspiring our community. It's a wonderful phrase to symbolize what we're doing for these next 3 years. It's going to be very exciting. And inside is a beautiful blue enamel, so when you're drinking your coffee or your tea, you can look at this wonderful color. I'm sure you'll enjoy it.
We're feeling lucky today, are we? This is a song composed by Frank Lesser and made famous by someone named Frank Sinatra. They call you Lady Luck, but there is room for doubt. At times you have a very unladylike way of running out. Your honest date with me, the pickings have been lush, and yet before this evening is over, you might give me the brush. You might forget your manners, you might refuse to stay, and so the best that I can do is pray. Luck be a lady tonight, luck be a lady tonight, luck if you've ever been a lady to begin with, luck be a lady tonight.
Most children get one bar mitzvah. I had 3. It wasn't because of any spiritual milestone I achieved, and I wasn't pegged as a religious prodigy at a young age. No, it was for a much different reason. It was because my mother was obsessed with Israel. She would visit every summer saying, "It's the only place that makes me feel alive." She would hire inept Israelis to fix things in her house, leaving collapsed shelves, sparking outlets, and faucets that came off in your hands. I know this was rooted in the fact that my grandparents were Holocaust survivors. She'd say, if there had been an Israel, there would have never been a Hitler. But she also really, really loved going there. So I shouldn't have been surprised when she announced, "Leo, we're going to do something special for your bar mitzvah. We're going to celebrate in the Holy Land." I responded the way any normal 13-year-old boy responds when given the opportunity to embrace millennium-old tradition. "I don't want a stupid bar mitzvah in stupid Israel. I don't want a stupid party. I want to get my ear pierced. She said, someday you'll appreciate it and you will thank me. I had always imagined the grand party I'd have. My brother Ron was into basketball and had life-size cutouts of Kareem Abdul-Jabbar and Larry Bird all over the ballroom. My brother Andy loved fishing, and they had these elaborate live fish centerpieces. The whole room was covered in shimmering aqua paper, and a robot named Official went around the party entertaining. Shalom, Stephen. Shalom, Deborah. Most importantly, I remember all the money they received and the cars they ended up buying with that money once they turned 16. This was also my dream, but it was not meant to be. Before the big trip, my parents held a small consolation party for me. This was my first bar mitzvah. There was a homemade buffet. My mother blew up a football photo from the team I quit after 1 week and used it as the signing board. And I won a small battle by insisting the DJ play my favorite song of all time. And as the crowd awkwardly checked their watches while Skid Row's 18 in Life blared, the hair metal anthem of a young man in prison for shooting his friend in a drunken rampage, I learned the difference between songs you love and songs you shouldn't interrupt the room of your parents' friends dancing the homework to play. My second bar mitzvah was in Israel at the sacred Western Wall.
Here with my daughter,
Aviva.
welcome to
CBI-TV.
We are here today.
To bake Hamantashen for a poem in our poem costumes, The Crazy Minion.
We're going to be going over a baking demonstration with you today, and we're going to be using a parve hamantashen dough. The recipe, I'm going to run through the different ingredients, and then we'll talk about the different amounts that you're going to use as you're preparing your dough. This is a delicious recipe. It is parve, so you don't have to worry about meat or dairy. And because we're here in Albuquerque and we're at 5,000 feet elevation, it has already been adjusted for altitude. So there are some little minor differences because of the high altitude here. So the first ingredient that we're going to be using is flour. So we are also shloach manot to our family every year. And with that, we have hamantashen. Now, if you've had hamantashen before, or if this is your first time, you will learn that you can fill the hamantashen with many different kinds of fillings. We're going to use 3 different flavors to show you today. Pretty popular flavors of a lemon filling, a cherry filling, and poppy seed filling. But there are other fillings. And in my family, I'm a triplet, and we have very different tastes in what our favorite hamantashen fillings are, to the extent that one of my sisters created a spreadsheet so that they can place their orders for me to bake them the flavors of hamantashen that they want, because they don't want the kind that I love. I love poppy hamantashen. It's my favorite. One of my sisters absolutely loves apricot, but does not like poppy at all. So she can have all of my apricot because I'm not going to touch them. The other sister really likes, what does she like? Cherry. And Aviva's favorite is, and as I said earlier, when we were preparing the dough, the recipe that you have just about 4 dozen hamantashen. If you're using about a 3-inch circle. All right, Aviva, thanks so much for baking with me today.
Thanks for baking with me.
Now, okay, we'll start from the beginning. We'll go a little bit slower. Maybe you can see exactly what I do this time, okay? Now, if I was to do something like that, you'd think I'm cheating, right? I'm not. There's still just 2 there. There's still just 3 there. How many's here again? 2, listen. Did you hear that? How many's here now? 0 and 5. And that is my favorite trick.
Let's try that much. Everybody with me. freuen sich es geht, freuen sich es geht. All right, next part. Lomme sich vergessen, lomme sich vergessen, Chotsch auf ein Minute. Yeah, Chotsch auf ein Minute. Chotsch auf ein Minute. Let's try that whole thing together a couple of times. Here we go. Ready? And if you can't, you can sing line, 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 line. Clap your hands. It doesn't really matter if you get the words right. Okay? Freuen sich es geht, freuen sich es geht, lomme sich vergessen, Gott schläft ein Minute. Freuen sich es geht, freuen sich es geht, lomme sich vergessen, Gott schläft ein Minute. Once more, freuen sich es geht, freuen sich es geht, lomme sich vergessen, Gott schläft ein Minute. Freuen sich es geht, freuen sich es geht, lomme sich vergessen, Gott schläft ein Minute.
One of the things I want to take over with is how is the programming initiative going to be involved with the Hebrew school and also adult education. The Hebrew school, I think we're going to make more of an effect on, and that is that we have put down in our schedule a series of 5 different programs. We call them the Youth Art Meet. 5 different programs which are on a Sunday afternoon. The students can stay afterwards, and there will be a little sack lunch, and then they get to be involved with a cultural theme that they will enjoy. Sometimes it's dance, sometimes it's Israeli music, sometimes it's cooking. We will have one session with Tall Paul. Lots of different things. Our mission here is to give the students a means of getting together, something fun, and exploring the part of Jewish culture which doesn't involve learning, but experiencing and really having a good time. So I know I talked to Sarah about it, and she felt that my mission was quite brave. But I'm really hoping, I've also designed these so that parents can come to them too, and both parent and young person can have the experience also. So that's going to be something we're trying to do. We're using a spiral approach to our holidays, which is the first thing that will happen will be one of the youth art meets. The second thing that will happen is one of the cooking sessions that we will have on CBI-TV. And then the final wonderful festival celebration with one of the holidays. We're really going to go all out for the holidays. The programming initiative is committed to creating memories for not only our members, but for our children. Now, for the adult education, we've made a commitment to 2 different guest speakers, guest lecturers, that will come in and talk to you. Of course, the whole congregation will once again be invited. So, I'm hoping those will be things that you'll be interested in. For you, you haven't chosen.
We have not. We're mulling it over. Rabbi has a lot of choices to make, and I know that we're going to do something that the whole congregation is going to want to be here for.